Today, we will be visiting the Nike Art Gallery found in Lekki, Lagos, Nigeria, owned by Nike Davis Okundaye. This is the largest privately owned art gallery found in West Africa. It was founded over 30 years ago and it is housed in a building of 4 expansive floors with over 10,000 artworks. It showcases the masterpieces of over 2,000 artists. The gallery is dedicated to promoting Nigerian art and preserving traditional African art forms. It has in it a collection of paintings, sculptures, textiles and other forms of contemporary and traditional African arts. If you're a lover of arts or African culture, you would definitely love it here. I have very basic knowledge or little knowledge on appreciating art, but I definitely found this place very interesting. I know every painting tells a story, and I love how this place, it will pick your brain for you to think out of the box to try to understand what story in particular was the particular artist trying to tell with the painting. I think this is Professor Wole Soyinka. I read lots of his books in secondary school. Such a great writer. My friend I was with, Ben, has little knowledge as well on appreciating art. I like how both of us will stand in front of a particular piece and will ask ourselves questions, just trying to understand what exactly the painter had in mind when he was painting that particular piece of work. This place is so big, you can have the time of your life just moving from one floor to another, seeing beautiful pieces of art telling different stories. One thing about me is when I see something great being done by an individual, I always like to backtrack to understand where the person is coming from, the person's mind, how did the person envisage such an idea, a vision, how did the person bring it to life, what it took for the person to get there and all of that. I always want to know more what is actually hidden behind the scenes from all the glamour we see at the front. So I went to Google searching for materials that could tell me a little more about the owner of this place, Chief Nike Okundaye's life, her upbringing and all of that. And I found an interview she did where she explained her upbringing and how she conceived the vision of starting up such a place. Truth be told, her story is very inspiring. In this place, I found different kinds of art that is looking like it's almost protruding from the painting. I don't know, there is a name they should call it. And this kind of art that I saw, it felt like it was a devil looking at me, like a devil wearing a jacket. This is sure the kind of art they use in horror movies. Reading the interview where the owner of this place told her story was so interesting. She lost her mom when she was 6 years old and lost her grandmother when she was 7 years old. And she said she grew up eating mangoes that squirrels had eaten, saying that's what she could afford at the time. By the time she finished primary 6, she was a house help to an Indian woman in Kaba. This Indian woman taught her how to speak the English language. Little by little, she learned the English language from this Indian woman. After working for this woman for over a year, she managed to save up some money and decided to learn adire making. This was where the journey began for her. She is not ashamed to tell her story of coming from humble beginnings. She even recorded herself narrating her story and she plays it on the TV at the gallery. Once you walk into the gallery, the ground floor, you'll find a flat screen TV there and it is constantly on repeat. She is the one there, her story, and apparently CNN had spoken about her, so you will find clips of that as she talks about her story. The volume is so loud, even if you want to ignore, you would hear her saying she's coming from grass to grace, which is very inspiring. While looking at this wall, I saw this painting that caught my attention, and I was like, wow, people do have talent out there. Because this particular painting on my left hand side, the painter made it so clear, it was so realistic that the floor was wet, rain had fallen. I was like, how do you paint this that I could tell? It was so realistic. And Ben was like, even this one down, rain has also fallen. Can't I see that the floor is like shiny? There's a reflection from the lights of the car. I'm like, it's just the night time. I don't think it's the floor which is wet. And he was like, no, the painter had that in mind. We went back and forth with those paintings, but I'm like, look at my own painting I'm talking about. We did not quarrel. We both agreed that the painter painted it in such a way that you could tell that the floor was wet. And I'm like, God really gives talents to people. You have lots of paintings in this place that talks about Lagos traffic. That one, I did not need anybody to help me interpret it. Once I saw yellow buses stuck somewhere, congestion, too many human beings in the picture, I knew the painter was trying to depict Lagos traffic. And also, once I saw any painting that had a man on a horse with this turban tied on his head and his neck, I knew the painter was trying to tell a story about the northern part of Nigeria, just like this painting in front of you. You have paintings that also depict the Igbo culture here and the other states of Nigeria. Once I saw people with drums on their hands hitting drums, I know the painter was trying to tell a story about the Yoruba people. Like this painting in front of me, I could tell it is something happening in the Yoruba land. Ben was trying to explain something like that, why people come out with drumming and dancing and singing, what it meant and all of that. They do have so many paintings in this place of the popular musician Fela. I have never listened to any of his music from beginning to end. I have listened like part, so I really cannot tell what most of his music or all of his music was about or is about. I just know he's a very prominent Nigerian musician. Please, if you do know what Fela's musics are about, please leave it down in the comment section and help a sister. Thank you very much in advance. God bless you for educating a sister. Yours truly. The owner of this place is noted for always wearing a very big, massive peacock gele on her head. So you're going to find so many paintings in this place of her in her massive gele. And when I read her interview of what inspired her gele style, she said Professor Wole Soyinka said they should do something that portrays Nigeria, and that was when Nigeria just clocked 60 years. So she decided to do the peacock gele, which signifies that Nigeria has been through storms, but yet Nigeria is still standing. She said the gele is to show Nigerians that whatever comes their way, they can still stand. She says she likes creating and turning things from nothing into something. As much as this place has different artworks that will pick your brain, you equally have ones that are so glaring, like this one. You know it's talking about slave trade. You can see the chains on the person's hand and it is black, so it is talking definitely about the black man slave trade. These kinds of paintings that look like the characters in the paintings are almost coming out of the board. I'm sure they are definitely way more expensive because they make it so much more realistic for you, the viewer. Like you can see this woman grinding pepper. The grinding stone and half of her body are sculpted outside the board. It's just so interesting to see. Like, people are so talented out here. Thank God. Thank God for giving human beings talents. The owner of this place herself is such a creative. She knows how to do so many things with her hands. She knows how to play the guitar. She does adire. She does weaving. She does women's loom. She does watercolor. She does bead mosaic, and she runs workshops on different arts. She said many years ago she never thought she would become this great, and she is so thankful for the American government for sending her to America. That was where her first breakthrough happened in 1974 when the American government selected 10 Africans to go to America to teach African Americans art. Interestingly, they do have a painting of Jesus' Last Supper with his 12 apostles. Back to Chief Nike's story, out of the 6 people that were selected from Nigeria to go to America, she was the only girl in that squad. She says 50 years later today, some of the white officials who were in government at the time she went to America have come and visited her Nike Art Gallery to see what she has made of herself. We got to the last floor up and it was such a beautiful view to look down from this height. My bosom friend Ben was giving me content idea for me to go back downstairs and stand at that center. So he stands and takes me a picture from up here. Like the picture is going to be really beautiful. And I'm like, yes, I know it's going to look really beautiful, but a girl does not have power and strength for that to go back down and come back up just for content. I wasn't feeling too good on this particular day, so I was just like, you know what, we'll leave to try again this content idea another day. At this point, I was just trying to keep body and soul together and just living in the moment and sucking in all of this goodness. I was just going about enjoying myself, seeing all these different pieces of artwork. I was like, I cannot go that kind of extra mile just for content. Let me just enjoy myself just this once. I was like, I'm already here, so I shall go to all the floors and enter all the rooms to feed my eyes. So this was the last floor upstairs, and I walked into this room and I saw these beautiful artworks. Not only do you have the heads of these women wearing all these hats, you have on the wall these art pieces made with empty containers of rubbing oils, distributors, computer keyboards, basically things you consider as trash. They have made them into this beautiful artwork, and I'm like, wow, this is really interesting. So it was time to go down, and on these lizards they have written Omo Igbo, Omo Yoruba, and Omo Hausa. I think those are the 3 most popular tribes in Nigeria. Now, why are they the 3 most popular tribes? Are they the most popular tribes because of their numbers, like they have the numbers, or is it because they were the first indigenous groups to settle in Nigeria? I really do not know. Please leave it down in the comment section why Igbo, Hausa, and Yoruba are the 3 most popular tribes in Nigeria. I do know Nigeria has over 250 different ethnic groups, but those 3 are the most popular, either because of their population or because they have political influence. I don't know, just guessing. Now, when I say the different kinds of arts in this place would pick your brain, trust me, they would. Sample is this one in front of you. Why am I seeing so many cables just passing about? What is the artist trying to convey in this piece of art? Is he an engineer? I don't know. I could not tell exactly the message he was trying to pass across. And then on the screen, you have the owner of this place. This is her picture, Chief Nike Okundaye. This is a strong woman who has built her name by carving out a niche for herself. You see her always representing with her gele. Her story is a clear proof that when God puts a vision in a man's heart, he makes provision for the vision to come into reality. Unpopular opinion here, I personally think artists are talkatives in their minds, because tell me why this table has all these details and I know the artist is trying to convey a particular message. I could tell that this was a no-brainer. This is Lagos. These are the bridges connecting mainland to the island, so I'm guessing. I don't know if this is how beautiful the bridges look at night. Let me know down in the comment section. This place also has so many beautiful African literature books. telling different stories about the African culture and traditions. We saw this game set here that Ben was very interested in buying. It says Jollo Wars West African Party Games, and I do know these cards. I have watched people play the games, and I'm just like, my brother, do you have people you can play the game with? Anyway, it was a beautiful tour, and we left this place feeling very fulfilled. Every detail of this place tells a story. I feel like to be an artist, you must have a critical mind that pays attention to details, because the slightest detail that we the normal people will ignore, it tells a story. See the mat at the front. This is just so artistic, and I'm like, even the mat down to where we place our feet, they are still making it all about art. The place has so many beautiful pieces, so many beautiful works, and I'm like, I cannot leave. I need to enter this section to see what's in here. So I walk in, and I do think that, in all honesty, this place will speak more to females, because it has so many things that the female gender can relate to. Not to say there are no things here for the guys, but look at these dishes, fam. The moment I saw these dishes, I remembered my grandma in the village. I feel like every grandma had these dishes. She had the yellow and red one, and she always kept it under her bed where we would keep ching ching before Christmas. And if you have to steal that chin chin before Christmas Day, you see those dishes, they will reveal you, because how do you pull it from under her bed and open it, take the content and close it without it making noise? That thing just brought me back so many memories, and I smiled. I'm just like, Africa is one indeed. Like, you have so many different beads here: neck beads, waist beads, hand beads, ankles, and all of those. You equally have different sculptures here that talk about different things, animals. So guys can equally have something here, but I feel like more of the things here are for the ladies. You have Ankara purses, Ankara necklaces, Ankara things, basically designs for the ladies. You equally have beads here that guys can wear as well, but I'm not the lady kind of girl who likes all of these nyanga. So I was going out, and I saw this cute Lagos bus here for souvenir, and I'm like, this is what I'm definitely getting. I fell in love with it immediately. It was a thing of love at first sight between the two of us. And turning around this box, I saw that they have different kinds of souvenirs. Ones that says, I love Lagos, I love Nigeria. And then I saw these elephants with Nigeria flag under, and I'm like, does elephants signify Nigeria? And Ben was like, he doesn't think so, because I could not understand why of all animals they chose elephants. So I'm like, there should be a symbolic meaning why they choose an elephant and then they put Nigeria on that. For us, if I see lion, I will just know that it's from Indomitable Lions, our football team. But Nigeria, I was thinking the name of their football team is Super Eagle, so why don't they have the eagle instead? They have the elephant. But anyway, my end point was to collect what? The Lagos bus as souvenir. Yeah, just for souvenir.
Sunday very small.
Okay, that one is 7,000 naira.
Okay. Part of them.
Yes, ma'am.
That is National Theatre. Then they have Abuja too. Okay.
But is it only Lagos that has these buses?
Mostly.
Abuja doesn't have it.
No, Abuja doesn't. Only Lagos.
We
Even
even
if
have
another
Abuja. We have Abuja.
Yeah. Even if
Where's the
another state
Abuja?
has it. No, a
Okay,
symbol
box.
of Abuja, right?
Oh, okay.
Because many people, there is nothing much to show about Abuja. So this is national first act 77.
Yeah.
But the symbol of Lagos is this one.
This one.
But now no more.
The lady there explained to me that very soon Lagos is no longer going to have the yellow buses. There is a cleanup campaign for Lagos, and they are importing, she said, is it 200 or 2,000 buses that are going to replace the yellow buses? But I'm like, regardless, I'm going to collect the yellow buses, because at the time I visited Lagos, they were still in place. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you on my next one. Bye.